Hi, get ready with me to go literally nowhere because we're snowed in and there's a literal blizzard happening outside. I don't normally film myself getting ready, but I thought this might be fun, you know, just since I can't go anywhere, can't do anything, can't see nobody. Didn't have to go into work today. This is the second snowstorm we've had in the last week. So that's exciting. I guess I'll kind of explain what I'm doing as I watch cars get stuck in the snow going by. Just using e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I got a pretty oily T-zone, so this really helps to keep all my makeup in place for most of the day and not have to do many touch-ups on it. Also, it's 1:54 in the afternoon. And I've done pretty much nothing today. Like I said, snowstorm. I called into work. Actually, I low censused out of my job at a clinic, so I didn't have to go in. And then turns out they're closing at noon anyway. So probably a good thing I didn't go in, because then I would just, you know, be driving all the way there just to drive home. Okay, so that's my primer. I started using this El Maquillage foundation not too long ago, so I think I'm gonna go in with that. I think it's too dark for me, especially now because it's like full-blown winter out, but we'll make it work. Got this big old pimple right there. You'll probably still be able to see it, but hey, we're doing our best, all right? Skin's pretty rough right now. What's the weather like everywhere else? I know pretty much the entire state of Iowa is covered in this snowstorm right now, so I know the answer for the rest of Iowa. But what about everywhere else? What's going on in the world, huh? I'm going with just a little bit more. The color isn't actually too bad. It's probably a little darker than what I would prefer during the winter, but like I said, we're making it work. We don't do a full face of makeup that often anymore. This week has been super interesting. Because like I said, second snowstorm of the week, so pretty much nothing's happened all week. I went to work on Tuesday, also during the snowstorm. Pretty much no one came in. I work at a clinic, so, you know, if it was a snowstorm, I wouldn't come into my doctor's office either. So I can't really blame them not wanting to come in. Also, I'm using the El Maquillage foundation brush that they send along with their product. I'm not normally apply foundation with the brush person, but I don't mind this one. Normally, I'm a makeup sponge all the way kind of girl. What are you? Do you apply foundation with a brush, with a sponge? What's your preference? With your fingers? Please don't tell me you do it with your fingers, because that grosses me out. But hey, to each their own, I suppose. If that's what you feel like is best for you, then I guess go for it. Okay, that's the best we're gonna do for today. Yeah, we're looking really yellow on camera. It's not as yellow in person. I do have kind of a neutral to warm undertone, even though I'm so pale. So finding foundations to like match my skin tone is actually incredibly difficult. Next I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer. I know people are like mixed about this concealer. Personally, I like it. When I'm not wearing full face of foundation, I like to go in with this kind of like all over my face and cover up any redness under the eye. And it works out pretty well for me. Like I said, I have a pretty oily T-zone, so the fact that it's kind of drying doesn't really bother me that much. So we're just gonna go in with that, cover up my little pimples going on here. Okay, for those girlies out there that have cystic acne, what's your secret? What do you do? I've been struggling with that pretty hard for most of my life. And just when I think I'm getting it under control, she rears her ugly little head and I start to break out again. So let me know what your secret is, what you do, how you control it. Especially if you get like really bad hormonal acne around your chin. That's like what I struggle with all the time, constantly. Okay, next up, we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. I like the matte finish on it. Just helps me feel like my face is like pulled together. Just gonna go under the eyes with that, not too heavy. And as you notice, I am going back to my beauty blender here. That's got cat hair on it. Cute. Okay, just blend that out under the eye. I take this up onto my eyelid as well to help even out that skin tone up there. Blended out, I think I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow blush. It's kind of a mess. I don't know if you guys struggle with this, but every time I use it, it just like squishes out the side when I put the lid back on. Don't love that, but I do like the product, so I'm gonna keep using it. This does dry down really fast, so if you've never used it before, definitely go in like one side at a time and blend it out. That's the way that I found has been best to use this. Otherwise it starts blending down and it can be kind of a pain in the butt to blend. So keep that in mind when you're using this, but I do like that it helps keep my blush looking bright all day instead of just using a powder. Because I'm so pale, my blush tends to just kind of like disappear on me. So I can put a lot on and then a couple hours later, it's like all gone. Don't know where it goes, but that's what she does. So yeah, like I said, just going in one side at a time and blending out. To take it up onto my forehead also, just to bring some color back into my skin. And all the way up on my temples as well. I really honestly don't use bronzer that much or contour. I never really got into contour, but these days I'm not really into bronzing either. I just load up on the blush and call it a day. I'll go sometimes I'll go in a little bit on the sides and just kind of bronze it up. Next we're gonna go in with some powder. I use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter translucent powder. I'm almost out of this stuff. Gotta get some more. And then I like to go in with a powder puff. Right now I'm using the e.l.f. one, especially when I do my under eye. I think it gives a really nice finish and helps kind of smooth out any of those creases that come from my concealer. So I'm just gonna pat those back out here quick with my beauty blender, and then I'll just go right underneath the eye, tap all around under there, and go down the nose as well. Like I said, trying to control that that oil that comes throughout the day. But I think this does a really good job. I don't do any like baking or anything like that. I just set it pretty well with this powder puff right under there. I do take a little bit and go on my eyelids as well. I know you're not really supposed to set your whatever eyeshadow primer you put on or concealer or whatever when you're doing eyeshadow looks, but I just prefer it because then I'm not fighting the creases when I'm doing my foundation or my eyeshadow or anything like that. The rest of the face, I just grab a little on my powder puff and I just kind of pat it around so I don't go as hard as underneath the eye. Just kind of generally all around. Okay, and then the final thing thing I do for powders, I just take like a big fluffy brush. This one's the Beauty For Real powder brush. I think I got this in an Ipsy box one time, but I really like it, so I continue to use it. I just take whatever powder's left in the lid and I just fluff all the way around. Nothing super heavy. Just kind of evening out the powder, making sure there's no little pockets of powder, and just making sure that I hit all the areas of my face as well, so everything is set nicely. Okay. Next, we're gonna go in with blush. The one that I use is just e.l.f. You'll find I use a lot of e.l.f. products because we're balling on a budget, all right? But hey, they get the job done, and they actually have some really decent products these days. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on my Sonia Kashuk blush brush and just go lightly over basically all the areas that I put that liquid blush on. I also go over my nose because I like that kind of sun-kissed look, kind of rosy. So yeah, just kind of go over all of it. That liquid blush that I used, it acts as a really nice base for the color, and then this just kind of makes it pop through the powder that I just put on. A little bit on the chin just to even things out, and we're good to go on blush. Next I'm gonna go in with my Benefit cookie highlighter, you know, classic. For that I use a fan brush, $1 billion brushes. I think I also got this in an Ipsy box a while ago. That I'm just gonna hit on the top of my cheekbones and then above my eyebrows as well. I love a good glowy look, and I think this highlighter is like the perfect shade for that. It's not too like sparkly, it just kind of gives a nice shine all over the face. So I hit the top of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin just a little bit as well. I will go back in and after I do my eyebrows, I will highlight under my brows and as well as my inner corner when I'm finished with my eyeshadow. So that pretty much covers the face. Next I am going to go in and do my eyebrows. I get them tinted fairly regularly, so I don't have a lot to fill in. They're pretty even as they are. But I typically just like to fill in kind of the middle, make them a little thicker there, and then just touch up the tails as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Goof Proof brow pencil from Benefit in 3.5. I like this one because it has this buoy on the other side to really help fluff out my brows before I fill them in and kind of blend that color through as I'm going. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that quick. Basic shape, I'm just going to go back through with this buoy again, just kind of fluff them out, make them look a little bit more natural. Okay, and there we are with brows. I do have pretty thick brows, as you can see, so they can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to tame. I have started dyeing them tinting them at home, and that I do enjoy that, and I found some at-home wax that I've enjoyed using too, so that's helped a lot because I can kind of stay on top of them better than having to like schedule out an appointment because I'm a busy girl. We don't got a lot of time. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes. I haven't really decided what I want to do, so I got a few different palettes here. Like I said, I haven't done like fun eyeshadow looks in a while, so I'm kind of excited today to just kind of like play around, kind of do something out of the box, something that I wouldn't normally do. So I think I'm gonna go in with this Morphe 35D Desert Bouquet, if I can read. I really like this palette because it's got a good mix of different colors. I think today I'm gonna play in these like pinks, purples, maybe throw in, you know, a little bit of this like corally color. I haven't really decided, so we'll just see where it takes me and what happens, because that's the fun of makeup, is we just get to like play. And you know, especially today, because I'm not going nowhere, doesn't really matter what it ends up looking like, right? Okay, I'm just gonna take this little fluffy brush that I have here. I'm not even sure what brand it is, if I'm honest. I've had it forever. I like it because it's light and fluffy, so I can kind of just buff out the color on my crease and kind of get a good foundation going for the rest of the look. I'm just going in with like a really bright lilac color to start, just kind of get a general shape going and a good base for the rest of the colors that I'll go in with later. Like I said, I'm just gonna kind of buff it out, blend it all across my crease. I'm somebody who likes a full eyeshadow look when I do it. So we're blending all the way out from the corner all the way into almost like the bridge of my nose, and getting a nice kind of wash of color up there to start. Okay, as you can see, it's just a nice like wash of color to kind of get things started. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a denser brush. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker shade, still pretty bright. Here, I'll show. First, I went in with this. It's called Phoenix Flora. And next, I'm going to go in with this Desert Garden down here. So you can see it's just a little bit darker, but still pretty bright there. That I'm just going to take and really focus it in my crease. Kind of following the same shape that I did with the other one. But just kind of building that color throughout my crease, and making some depth going on here. So again, I'm taking it all the way from the inside all the way to the outer corner. I'm not going as, I'm not buffing it out as wide as I did the other color. Really sticking to just like my, my socket, my crease going on right there. There's that. I am just going to take that fluffy brush that I used before, not putting any more color on it. I'm just going to kind of blend those two colors together, just blending out any harsh lines that I see and making sure it's just nice and even throughout. Next, I'm going to go in with this kind of flat, pretty dense brush, and I'm going to go in with this rich clay color down here. So it's quite a bit darker, but still in that purple lilac family. I'm just going to take color on the edge of it, not a lot, and I'm just going to kind of, my shirt is choking me. I'm just going to kind of take this and put it right on this outer corner, kind of blending it into my crease, but not going nearly as far over. I'm really sticking to this outer corner here. This is when I start to kind of make this corner and make that shape really defined. As I'm going, I'm not as just willy-nilly fluffing it out on the corners. I am kind of making that angle, and because I have such dark brows and dark hair, I don't do a lot of eyeliner, just because I think it is too much on my eyes. So I do a lot of bright, colorful eyeshadows, but then I really just make this, the outer corner, make that depth, and that kind of takes the place of what like a winged eyeliner would do in terms of like pulling my eye up and making that a defined shape. So that's kind of what I'm just doing here as I'm getting that color into my outer corner here. Doing the same thing on the other side, just really packing this color in on this outer corner and defining that shape there that I want on the outside of my eye. Am I the only one that makes like really stupid faces when I'm doing eyeshadow? like I'm just not paying attention, then all of a sudden I realize my mouth is just like hanging open like I'm dumb. I don't know if that's just me, but sorry about it. Okay, now that we have that nice shape going on both sides, I'm gonna go back in with that like the color that I just blended into the crease, and I'm just gonna kind of blend out where those two colors meet right here. I'm gonna leave my lid and where that color connects alone for now, because when I go in with a shimmer, I'm gonna blend that out then. So I'm just taking literally the slightest amount more of color of that Desert Garden, the darker of the two colors that I used in my crease. And I'm just really lightly blending where those two colors meet, just to make sure that there aren't any harsh lines and that we get as good of a gradient in that section as we can. So just really lightly buffing out that corner there. Okay. Now I think I am gonna go in with an even darker color just right in the corner, just to build a little bit more depth. So this one I'm going in with like a super flat brush, which you can see I've used brown on it before. And I'm gonna kind of do the same thing that I normally do with it. I'm just gonna take kind of a dark brown just on the very end of it. And I don't want a lot here, but I'm just gonna take it and really blend it lightly into the outermost corner of my eye. And that just brings a lot of depth into the look without a lot of work. I typically use brown here instead of black because I think it's more forgiving and more flattering on the eye, as well as I have blue eyes, and so brown complements it a lot more than black does, in my opinion. You can do whatever you want, but that's just in my opinion. So again, just taking it on that very outer corner and just ever so slightly deepening that up a little bit. So you can see that we're building that little corner on either eye just to deepen those up a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with that dark color and just kind of fluff it out around that brown. Again, just making sure that we don't have any harsh lines, not taking any more color, just blending what we already have on that brush. Now for a shimmer, I think I'm gonna go with just something light and fun. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of this pink here. It's called Cacti Love You. That's cute. And a little bit of this Sundress Season. And I'm just gonna kind of mix those two together and put that right on the lid. For shimmers, I honestly prefer to use my fingers just because I feel like I have better control over where I'm putting this shimmer, and I feel like it just places it better on my eye. So just mix those two colors there. These shimmers in this are absolutely stunning. And I'm just gonna pop that right on the lid all the way across. Now, I'm kind of a shimmer fanatic, so I like to go in with a lot of shimmer on the lid. I just like the way it makes my eyes pop, and I like the way that just kind of brings the eyeshadow look together. Just gives a nice shimmer all the way across the lid. I am going to pop, I have this Morphe 2, like it's called Violet Vibes. It's like the full face packs where it's got like lips, eyeshadow, shimmer, cheeks, and it has this really pretty, it's called, I think this one is the Lilac for the eyes, and it's just really shimmery, and you can tell that I've used it a lot because I honestly will just pop this on my lid if I'm doing a very like low makeup day, just because it gives like such a nice wash of color and just a little sparkle, because we can all use a little sparkle in our day, right? So I'm just gonna pop that kind of the towards the outer corner of my lid, and just bring a little bit more purple into that to go with the other eyeshadows that I used. And then, like I had mentioned, I am gonna go in with my other brushes again, and just kind of buff out the areas around the shimmers. Just kind of blend them in, making sure the shadow or the shimmers aren't getting too crazy, staying really on the lid. And then I am going to take a little bit more color on this brush of that rich clay, that darker purple, and just blending that into the shadow, the shimmer on my lid. Just gonna clean up the bottom under my eyes a little bit. Honestly, just do it with my fingers because I feel like that's easiest. And then I'm just gonna take a brush I haven't used yet. I'm just gonna take a fairly fluffy but like small brush, and I'm gonna take this Villa Vibes, just this pretty white shimmery color, and I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corners and underneath my brow bone, just to give a little bit more shine there. Nothing crazy, just a little bit to highlight those areas of the face. Hold on, my husband's calling me. Okay. Anyway, after that rude interruption, I'm just kidding. He's driving home from work and asked if we needed anything before we are legitimately snowed in tonight. So again, I'm just gonna pop that Villa Vibes into the inner corner. Yeah, I really like that color. I'm actually just gonna take a little bit on my pinky and just pop it in there. Again, with the shimmers, I just feel like using my finger gives me more control and a better color payoff on most shadows I've ever used. So I'm just gonna do that, especially in that inner corner when you like to just like give a little pop there. Okay, last for my eyes, I'm just gonna take a flat brush here. It's kind of an angly flat brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of that dark purple on that rich clay again, just a itty bitty bit of it. I'm just gonna pop it right under the lower lashes, just to bring that color down and kind of make this a well-rounded look. So just connecting that right there to that corner, really enhancing that corner that I was talking about earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side as well. I'm not going all the way across. I'm going probably about halfway across the bottom lash line, kind of right to where your pupils are in your eye, when you're looking forward, just to bring a little bit of that depth underneath the eye as well. Okay. So that is it for the eyes. I'm just gonna go back through. This is my blush brush that I used earlier. I'm just kind of go across my cheeks again. Like I said, my blush, because I'm so pale, it kind of just tends to disappear. So I like to just kind of top it all off with a little bit of more blush there. And just it kind of helps blend in where I put the highlighter and where I put the blush, and just make it a nice wash of color across my cheeks. Next up, we're gonna do lashes. I'm gonna get my trusty eyelash curler, and then the eyeshadow that I've really been liking right now is the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal mascara. I really like how it lengthens my lashes, but it also makes them look fairly full, and it helps keep a nice curl on them as well. So I'm just gonna lightly curl my lashes. Nothing crazy. I just have very straight lashes. They're pretty long. They just don't have a lot of natural curl to them. So just giving them a helping hand here. Curling them up just a little bit. And then immediately going in with the mascara. I know there's like 1,000,000,001 different mascaras out there on the market. And I'm still trying to find one that is like my go-to die-hard mascara. I tend to switch around a lot just because, you know, I'm trying to find the one that I like, and different things do different ones that different ones do different things, if I can talk, that I like on my lashes. I'm kind of picky about how my lashes look too, so if anyone has any recommendations on what mascara I should be using, let a girl know. I'm gonna go ahead and curl the other side here. I thought my eyeshadow faces were bad. My mascara faces are definitely worse. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do another coat on them just because I like them really long and really full. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lashes. I know most people don't really do mascara on their lower lashes anymore, but I have really long lower lashes as well. Like, they're almost the length of my top lashes, and I like to show them off. So I am gonna go ahead and put a light coat of mascara on my lower lashes. Again, with the mascara face is just not good. Really making sure I'm getting those outer corner lashes. Giving them some love too. Okay, I gotta go get my setting powder. I'll be right back. Okay, I definitely said setting powder and I meant setting spray. Good old Morphe Jumbo Continuous Setting Mist, because I freaking love this stuff and I go through or whatever these are called, bottles, so quickly. But I love it. It feels so nice on the face, and I think it does a really good job of kind of melting that powder in and making my skin look skin-like again. So we're just gonna go over that kind of a lot, because again, I'm obsessed. It just feels so nice on the face. Kind of hydrating and just can't get enough. Okay, that's enough of that. As we let that kind of set in, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty. This is Retro Rose. This is pretty much the only lipstick I use. Super hydrating on the lips. I'm really into lip colors that are kind of like my lips but better. So nothing crazy on color. Just kind of a good neutral here to finish off the look. Okay, there is that. And because we did purples today, I think I am going to go in with my other Fenty Beauty lipstick. This one is in, I don't know what color, it doesn't say. Oh yeah, it does. Crowd Surfer. It's just kind of like a darker plummy color, and I'm just going to take that right in the middle of my lips. Okay, there is that. And that is the final look for today. I'm going to go raw on my couch the rest of the day and watch TV and not go outside because it's disgusting out there right now. Let me know what movies I should watch or what TV shows you guys have been into, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time this weekend watching TV and not acknowledging the snow outside. Okay, have a good rest of your day, guys. Love you. Bye.